All right, so welcome to Kill the Bottle podcast. Megan's fixing her ears because she's wearing earrings for once, but that's also that's what you usually do. We, in case you couldn't tell, we're on video today. These are not animated.
I'm trying to avoid it. I don't know what to.
Megan's been avoiding. She wore her funeral outfit, which is nice. But you also brought 3 black outfits, which is impressive. She's like, I brought 3 dresses. I'm like, what'd you bring?
I wanted options.
I'm wearing Cuban camouflage. So if you're listening and you want to see what Cuban camouflage is, it kind of falls into the background of here because our backdrop today is a new hotspot in Los Angeles, and it is called Rumba Kitchen. I just wanted to roll my R's. It's Rumba Kitchen. And Rumba Kitchen is a Puerto Rican restaurant. It's PR. It's all up in this. And I'm excited because Megan's going to try Puerto Rican food for the first time today.
So excited. I don't like looking at you like this, though.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's weird sitting next to you.
It's my big schnoz. It's my profile schnoz.
Exactly. That's what. No, it's usually we're like kind of catty-corner to each other, and now I'm like, hello.
It's going to take a little getting used to, but that's fine because we're going to be eating some chuleta cancan. We're going to have some. I just keep saying chuleta cancan because it's so fucking good.
Say it 3 more times.
Chuleta cancan.
I was joking.
I think Beetlejuice is like a Puerto Rican Beetlejuice. It's going to pop up somewhere if I say it the 3rd time, so I probably won't. But anyways, a new hotspot here in LA, Rumba Kitchen. I've been blessed enough to have a few friends join me, and a friend will hop up here. A few friends are actually going to hop up here today. Our chef and owner is going to jump up, talk about some of the food, and then we have a lovely comedic human being who does 2-a-day workouts that I'm very fascinated by because this person eats, fucking drinks like a beast, and then does these 2-a-days. So I'm very curious about that. What are we sipping on? Because it is called Kill the Bottle. We are drinking rum and cokes because this is Caribbean food, and nothing screams to me like I'm at a Caribbean restaurant. If I'm not drinking, if it's a Puerto Rican restaurant, if I'm not drinking medalla, I'm having a rum and coke. We're drinking some Havana Club Puerto Rican rum, and Megan is also drinking some like guava sangria that they serve here at Rumba Kitchen.
So are you? Why did you just point the finger at me?
Well, because I was staring at the rum first. Because, I really want to...
I'm not the alcoholic here.
Yeah?
Okay, I am, but I don't want to...
That's the first step of admitting alcoholism.
Is that you're not?
That's your first step. That's your first step. But we're going to be having some amazing food here today. And not only are we going to be talking about food, talking about the usual stuff we do. Megan, how was your week?
Oh, it was good.
What? That's a giddy look on Megan. What is that?
I went to Palm Springs for a little bit. That was fun.
Okay.
That wasn't as big of a deal as I went to the beer fest on Saturday.
Okay.
And I met someone.
Hold on, just for that, I'm going to put a little rum and coke ASMR.
Oh my God.
You just met someone. What does that entail?
I don't know if anyone knows me personally. Like, I just haven't dated in a very, very, very long time, and I'm just not interested. And then I met somebody.
And?
And, I mean, it's not. I'm never gonna see him again, So there's that.
So that kind of met somebody.
But it went further than Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh, it was so much fun. We met at a bar.
Okay. Okay, that's all right. There's nothing new here.
End of story.
I'm like, okay. Well, it's been a while for Max. Thanks, Max. All right, end of story.
That was it.
Okay, so you met at a bar.
So I gave him my number, thinking it would. I actually gave him our podcast card. We had my number on it.
Still called after that?
I didn't think he would. I went to a karaoke bar by myself later on, and he texted and said, "What are you doing? I want to come meet you."
Okay.
And I said, "Okay, come to the karaoke bar." And then we flirted, and then we made out, and then I brought him back home, and that was the mistake I made. Not
Wait
because it wasn't good. I'm not saying that.
Okay. What was the mistake?
The mistake was that I haven't cleaned my house in like 4 months, I feel like.
But you've only lived there for 2 months. So wow, that's impressive.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it looks.
I don't want to say the picture that Megan sent me, but she sent me a picture of I guess it was a nightstand. I don't know what that was. It looked like a garbage dump. But she sent me a picture of a nightstand surrounded by a garbage dump.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh my God. I apologized to him like 50 times. I said, this is not how I live my life.
It would have been funny if you would have I've never seen this dog before.
Yeah.
That you have. She has a dog named Lily. And that would have been the icing on the cake. You're like, oh my God, a dog just came out of the clothes over there?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So wow, you had a great week.
I know, and I saw him again.
Oh.
He came back.
I
know. And then I realized he kind of left in a hurry, and I finally started deep cleaning my stuff, and I lift the toilet seat. I did everything and scrubbed down, and I was like, that's super embarrassing. He's never gonna come back again. And he texted today. What?
Really?
What? I don't even remember his last name.
So basically, he has no sanitary standards.
Exactly.
But
Just
he loves
my type.
you.
Yeah.
But he digs you.
That's it.
That's fine, because that's a sign of potential.
Is it though? I mean, it's also
Look, I'm just
a red
trying to be
flag
nice
on
here
his
because the
part,
cameras
right?
are on. But no, yes, that is a sign of potential. That's a sign of potential.
Hopefully, he never watches this. Thank
That's
you.
a sign of potential. Well, we picked the wrong time to record
was
this.
fun.
I'm gonna switch over now to the guava sangria.
Oh, I was going to ask you now. How
Ask
was
away.
your weekend? Because you had a little trip away from home.
I did. So yours was much more exciting than mine. So
Yeah.
I went to
It was.
I went to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Crickets. And I had
I know where
a
North
lot
Carolina
of
is.
cigars and bourbon and tequila with my brother.
Aw.
Like enough that I washed all my clothes and then I went to put it away when I got back home.
Oh, and you still smell
Oh, it smelled vile. It smelled like
That's my
old
favorite smell.
Domino's Park, Miami Cuban man.
Oh, talk dirty
And if
to
you're
me.
for the people, I have a bunch of friends that listen to this from Miami. There's like a smell to old wrinkly Cuban men that wear like hats and their fingers are like sandpaper.
Mm-hmm.
And my clothes smelled after being washed like old guayabera, Cuban, viejo. That he showers, but he's been smoking for so many years that it's just permanently in his DNA. I think if he birthed another child, because I guess in his 80s he still can, the child would smell like an ashtray. That's what my clothes smelled like when I got home last night. But that being said, I got to spend some time with my brother. I don't know if folks who have been listening to the show before have heard me ask for prayers and just good vibes for my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law lost her battle with cancer, and I wanted to go visit my brother. It was about a month ago, so I wanted to go visit my brother and my nephew and spend a little bit of time with them. And it was actually really nice to
I'm glad.
reconnect and spend some time with my brother for real.
I'm
It's
glad
one of
it
those
was
things where
nice.
I cooked for him, sort of.
What does that mean, sort of?
Because he made some shit. I taught him how to use an air fryer. And for a 57-year-old man to learn how to use an air fryer was amazing. Because I made wings for the Dolphins debauchery that happened this weekend where the Buffalo Bills kicked
I mean, I'm
our
not
ass.
going to say that's awesome, but
Yeah,
it's
well,
awesome.
whatever.
Broncos won twice. Broncos have won twice.
Yeah, give them time.
Twice.
Give them time. They'll fail at the end. That's
Just
fine. And then I'll
saying.
just laugh at you.
Anyways,
I taught my
air
brother how to
fryer.
use an air fryer, and he was very impressed with how Brussels sprouts and chicken wings can come out of an air fryer. And so that was lovely.
That is
and then I
lovely.
drank a bunch of his expensive booze,
What?
which was even more lovely.
Shocking. Color me shocked.
I know, whatever. And then I wallowed in my sorrows, and I smoked a bunch of Plasencia cigars.
I love that.
To the point where I'm amazed that I can still speak right now. But I made it. I pulled it together.
Yeah, I'm pulling. My voice is a little raspy too.
I could tell. I could tell. Let's just say that, what Megan has said it sounds like a lot, but she's only scratching the surface of the debauchery.
I'm holding back from you guys. Yeah,
Charlie Sheen would be kind of impressed by you.
Yeah, he'd be high fiving me.
He
for
would
sure.
be. He would be high fiving you. He would be high fiving you.
Just at a distance, though.
Whatever.
Just keeping my distance from Charlie Sheen.
I
my
mean,
thing.
as you should. Let's be honest here. We kind of know where he's been, but we don't know where he's been. Yeah. Imagine if he's telling us that's where he's been. Imagine all the shit he hasn't said.
That makes sense because imagine how much stuff I'm holding back.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's
See?
all making sense
It
now.
all comes full circle.
Okay.
But we are here again at Rumba Kitchen. I like rolling my R's, and for some reason, can you roll your R's, Megs?
Yeah, I used to have a ton of my
That's
tongue
why
ring.
the guy came back.
Shut up!
That's why he came back.
Good
All
one,
right,
Eddie.
good. That's
Good
why he came
one.
back. Megan can roll her R's. And she discovers random dogs in her apartment, which is also kind of nice. It makes you look like you care. Because you're you probably snuggled the dog. You snuggled Lily, and you're like, oh, look what I found.
She's my dog, Eddie. I don't find
He doesn't
random
need
dogs.
to know that.
Okay.
He doesn't. It's a need-to-know basis. He does not need to know
he
that.
has a dog too.
And
And he took his dog to the dog park today.
Wait, you took his dog to the
No,
dog?
he did.
Oh, sorry.
Chill, Eddie. Jesus.
I was like, wait a second, too close.
It's a 2-night stand.
We gotta time that out. It's a 2-night stand.
That's
okay.
it.
So, for now, so are you gonna get rid of your OnlyFans now? That's the question.
No.
You're not gonna get.
In fact,
All right, guys.
I should have done a lot more with that this weekend. Now I'm
You could
regretting
have
it.
done a lot more with your OnlyFans. Should I get one?
This is a face of regret.
It is the face. Should I get an OnlyFans?
Yeah,
Megs?
you should.
I should.
Well, you don't have to post porn on it. I keep telling everybody that.
No, right. I can just
You could do your food stuff.
I can do my food stuff.
Is that
Nobody
what I
wants
call
to pay
it?
to look at my food stuff.
It just felt like I talked down to your food stuff.
Well,
you can do your
whatever.
cute food stuff.
Hey, you enjoy eating the food stuff. You enjoy drinking the drink
Your
stuff.
pork. Oh, we're gonna go there.
You're gonna go there? Megan always bitches because I make pork
every time
so much.
The yum yum foodie.
Mind you, Megan hasn't made shit. She made a fucking salad for my movie night like
At
2
least
months
it was
ago.
different.
No, she made a salad and she left early. That's basically the extent, and drinks all my shit when she comes to my house. So
That's how I get all the guys.
Yeah, just don't invite her anywhere.
But every time I go, I know you make more. I see it on TV. But every time I go to your house, it's fucking pork.
Because I just put that shit in the Instapot, so I don't have to deal with you.
I don't think you know how to use anything but an Instapot at this point
Maybe
either.
I don't. Maybe I've been tricking the world for
I just thought
10
when
fucking years.
became your friend, like this was gonna be a bigger adventure.
You think you're my friend? Oh, so sweet. Oh, she's so sweet. That's so cute of her. So maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll make something else, but maybe you'll actually cook like you said you were going. Megan's been saying for she's like, I need to make some stuff for. I'm giving you like emo girl. I don't know why. I'm giving you like West Coast. I think I
Not
need to
all
make
white
some
girls are
stuff.
emo girls, okay? You can't do. Oh.
No, not. But yes.
Yes.
She said she was gonna make some din din, and Megan is yet to make. She's gotten
Things
my
that
dog's
happen,
food
Eddie.
for her dog.
Eddie, yes, that's true. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. What else?
No, that's it.
Okay, that's it. But we are going to, in just a few seconds right now, my homie Omira, who is the co-owner, lovely human being who runs this spot along with her husband George, Rumba Kitchen, is gonna sit down next to us and we're gonna try some of the yummy.
Oh my gosh, I see it.
Shit.
It's
well,
coming.
speaking of that, apropos, look at the timing on this.
That was really good.
Yeah, not bad for our first rodeo on camera.
Well, you don't have to say that. Just tell them it's like our
They
eight.
fucking know it's our first rodeo. It's the first video they're gonna see on there. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Not according to my OnlyFans.
That's true.
Right.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay, so they're
Empanadas.
pastel empanadas. Oh, pastelón. So yeah, right now she's throwing down some empanadas to our lovely folks that are sitting here and
have some
enjoying
good
off camera.
friends.
I have some.
I like that your friends show up.
You know, I will tell you guys. So for folks from the Caribbean who move to a place where there aren't a lot of Caribbean people, all you have to do is say that there's Caribbean food somewhere, and we all want to go. So you know, I could have, I don't know. If I was in college, I could have the SATs tomorrow, and I'd be like, you guys have arroz con pollo and empanada? All right, no, I'll study tomorrow. You know,
Okay.
I'll crunch that. I'll
That'll
crash
make
course
you
that right
stay.
before. So, Megs, are you gonna share some of those empanadas with me, or what? Or not? I don't think so. Megan
Nope.
doesn't share.
Nope.
Megan does not share.
I
And
share too much, actually. I
she
think we all
does. She
figured
shares
that
too
out.
much, just not in
Enough food.
any form of nutritious way does she
Well, I
share
didn't
anything.
know if we were going to have the chef come out and introduce these or what we were waiting on, but
she
I didn't know if we got a good video. I don't know how this video thing works.
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know, but
Oh,
but
hi.
so the chef proprietor, I like saying that word. She's walking around delivering
Look at that.
platos, and then she's gonna sit down with us in just a moment and let us know what. So I'm gonna find out what the Puerto Rican word is for this, because we Cubans say like jama. Jama is slang for food, like throw down, and this is what we call tremenda jama. There's Omira. She's coming in right now. Oh. Well, please, why don't you have a seat? And just, yeah, I took my phone. I put my phone there. Sorry.
Siri.
Let's get some headphones on you.
Perfect.
Look at you.
Oh, there we go.
They're designed for purple hair, so you're good.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hold on a second. So we went to high school together, and this is the most soft-spoken I have ever heard this woman. So let's like.
This is my restaurant.
This is yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, mind you, when I
oh.
hear her in the kitchen, it is not her restaurant voice. So what do we have here?
So basically what I was able to put together for you guys here, this is the pastelón empanada.
And what's inside? What do we got?
Inside, it's what you would typically see in a pastelón dish, which is the maduros, ground beef, and cheese.
So Maduro, we have the sweet fried plantains in here. And what's the dipping sauce?
The dipping sauce is our mayo ketchup sauce.
What? So Megs.
How do you eat it? I was just gonna ask. Is there a specific way? Okay,
Exactly.
Like this?
That was
Just go in
pleasant to
there,
watch.
yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
Well, now.
This is the pizza one. So we gave you guys 2 different ones because we do have a vegetarian in the house. So out of kind respect for her and to kind of focus our energies also on our vegetarian and vegan options, which are very plentiful. We have the pizza empanadas, and then the pastelón one. We also make a vegan version of it. We just ran out this weekend. So.
It happened. So Rumba Kitchen just opened up. For those of you who are in LA, you may recognize Omaira from her food truck called the Triple Threat Food Truck. Great Puerto Rican food truck here in LA.
Thank you.
And yeah, no, I mean it really is, and it's cool because a couple of the items that I recall from that menu did make it into Rumba Kitchen. But
Yes.
what
We call them the Triple Threat All Stars.
the Triple Threat Ostras? I like that. All right, how did Rumba Kitchen come about? Because I mean, in a short amount of time, and I'm so proud of you for that. Because in a span of 6 years that you've lived in LA,
Yep.
you've gotten an extremely successful 2 food trucks that you have. Or how
We
many?
had 2 food trucks. We basically, because of the pandemic, kind of put one to bed.
Okay.
And decided to focus our energy on opening up Rumba Kitchen
Well-
as an alternate with the Triple Threat truck in conjunction.
Megan put somebody to bed a few days ago, and it was kind of because of the pandemic. But
I'm just gonna eat. I'm just gonna
keep
eat.
eating.
Awesome.
What was the catalyst that made you say like, okay, because I think of a food truck and you're like, from a consumer standpoint or even a business standpoint, a lot less overhead I would think than having a brick and mortar in a space like this. What was it that made you decide to take the next step, and let alone during a pandemic?
Well, to be honest, Rumba Kitchen has been an idea that's been in our head for about 2 years now.
Okay.
We've been trying to find the right place to open, and also the right capital. Because these things cost a lot of money to open. But we actually were looking, and we had a location picked out in Marina del Rey, and the deal kind of fell through. Just a lot of really weird stuff going on with that deal. So our agent kind of pulled us out of it, thank God. And she found this location. She's like, hey, I know you guys want to be centrally located. It's in downtown LA. The only thing is in Little Tokyo. And I'm like, Little Tokyo sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the history of, the fusion of Japanese and Hispanics has existed for some time, including a big band that went viral again, Orquesta La Luz, which they're a Japanese salsa band.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because as the time that was going viral again, that video from ages ago, we were signing the lease, and I told George, I told my husband, I'm like, hey, maybe we should try to book Orquesta La Luz to play for our grand opening, and we started the process. But then things just happened so quickly that grand opening, because of the pandemic, is probably something that's not going to happen until closer to the to the winter time.
Well, it's funny because when you originally spoke to me about the space, you were like, "Oh, we're going to open in Marina del Rey," and it's funny because for the folks who don't live in Los Angeles, when you don't live relatively close to a place, you'd rather jump on a plane for 12 hours to London and then take a train from Heathrow Airport to whatever hotel you're staying at in the middle of London, than to drive to the coast or Marina del Rey. And when you told me you were opening in Little Tokyo, first of all, I knew that this was the place for it.
Thank you.
It was obviously it was meant to be, because if not, we wouldn't be speaking here right now.
Yeah.
But this neighborhood is kind of, it's this, I don't want to say, it's not up and coming per se, but it's cool to have something that is not Japanese food in Little Tokyo. So you just really provide this alternative option, and it's so good. What do you think, Megs?
I'm in love. I'm in love.
I'm in love. Yeah, it's such a brave decision to do something like that. And I've thought about it years and years. Like, there's opportunities where I could have bought out this person or done this, and I just never did. Was there just a click moment? They're just like, I'm done. This has to happen.
Well, the pandemic kind of created a sort of strange, but in a good way, community with the Puerto Ricans and also the non-Puerto Ricans, because we have a lot of fans that are not Puerto Rican at all. And they're white or Asian or whatever, and it just so happens that we got a lot of support from our followers, and we'd go to say Temecula and we'd sell out in 2 hours.
Okay.
We'd show up to Riverside and people would we'd sell out also. So that support has been there through the pandemic, and that kind of gave more fuel to our fire of pursuing opening up a brick and mortar, because we knew that support was going to be there. It may take some time for people to kind of make it out here just because of COVID, and we have a vaccine requirement in order to dine in with us. But we know that there is the need for this type of cuisine and this type of, just the way that we planned everything out. It was just...
Who designed this place?
My husband, George.
Okay.
Who is not Puerto Rican. I always have to emphasize that, because she's converted a Greek guy into being... He's practically Puerto Rican. And if you know Greek people, they do not just assimilate to be like, no. So I got to give it up for George. Sorry, I just had to interject that.
My husband is a man of many, many, many talents. And he's a slight bit OCD, so that kind of helps with creating a lineal space where everything kind of jives together. But the idea of the wall, I got inspired by El Yunque, which is the last living rainforest in the U.S., which happens to be in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, folks, Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. In case you didn't know.
What?
Just making sure we know this.
Stop! Right. I thought there was only. There's 51.
It's the red, white, and blue flag with one star that's not Cuba.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Just in case you were wondering.
I was kidding. I was a teacher. I know it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a coaching moment.
Yeah.
But so we actually, got inspired from our trip there in 2019 with the girls, and they were so mesmerized by even being able to drive through a rainforest, nonetheless, touch actual beautiful greenery and waterfalls. But between the pictures being, strategically picked out for this section, because it's a Yunque section, we have a WEPA sign, custom-made WEPA neon sign that makes the middle room being the WEPA room. Or the
What is WEPA for?
WEPA is like
I know
Yahoo!
What it is. It's like Yahoo?
Out of guy or whatever, how you say it.
This is the most reserved I've ever seen.
Wait,
It's the greatest thing ever.
Did I have a WEPA room this last weekend?
You had a WEPA nightstand. I saw the photos of that. She had a WEPA nightstand.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what neon.
Yeah, the neon
That's
WEPA
amazing.
sign. And then George's idea, which was genius, is he wanted to bring in Old San Juan. So when we saw that blank wall back there on the other side, on the far end of the restaurant, he said, you know what? I want to bring in Old San Juan, and I want to make it like an optical illusion, like you're walking down the streets of Old San Juan, leading to La Fortaleza, which is where your eye centrally goes, and it's a governor's mansion. So that's where that mural idea came from. So when we have live performances on Saturday nights, we have a salsa band. They play over there, and it's an optical illusion. It almost looks like they're playing in the streets.
That's awesome.
Yeah, folks. If you wanna see some of that interaction or what happens at Rumba Kitchen, so go to Instagram, and they're at Rumba Kitchen, and you'll see videos of the salsa band performing. Obviously, you're gonna see all the amazing food. I really want to acknowledge just Puerto Rican people as a culture as far as supporting is concerned, because I can't speak to too many just cultures in general that when a restaurant opens up from the motherland, from back home, from wherever, everybody and their mother comes out. And I feel, just watching you and knowing you, that it feels like anybody who is Puerto Rican has either visited the food truck, or of course if they haven't visited already, they're in the process of visiting you here. So I just have to acknowledge, because even I'm Cuban, we do not do that shit. We'll support you, but we ain't driving all the way to anywhere. We're gonna sit there one of our previous episodes, our friend Dariani was on, and she's sitting over here and she was talking about her dad criticizing food at other restaurants. We do that shit, and Puerto Rican people are the most supportive. So really, the biggest shout out, huh?
You do have some that are dickheads.
Too critical.
But anything.
Yeah.
What do you complain about with German? I'm trying to think of my background.
What do you complain about with German people?
German
do I have to
food.
get? Oh, sorry. I'm like, do I have to get you a history book?
Kielbasa's a thing.
So,
Hi.
yeah, maybe. I was just thinking,
Hold on.
like,
Our
if
next
someone's
guest,
like, we're
Steven
opening a German,
Spielberg and Tom Hanks are going to talk to you about Germans.
we're opening
Yeah.
a German food restaurant. I'm not like, oh, I gotta get there.
Yeah.
Like that's not what I do.
No, they don't. They just complain that
it's a different type of person.
That the St. Pauli girl can only hold like 6 beers and not 8. I don't know. Like, what are they bitching about?
I can do 8.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
fine.
Well, look at the guns on you. Yeah, you sounded like a pirate.
I can hold 2 drinks
Yeah.
at a time.
That's true. So
Where I'm from, they call that double fisting.
yeah.
That's where I'm from.
That's where Megan's from. So what else are we gonna try today? Because we got
So,
these. These are so bomb. Yeah.
For sure. I'm bringing out a chio frito, which is the whole fried red snapper.
Oh my god.
You guys are gonna freak out. I got the blessed opportunity of tasting this recently, and it is.
You already tried it, then you don't get any.
Listen.
No, you don't get any.
Listen. Don't talk with your mouth full. So we got chio frito.
We have the chuleta cancan.
Yeah, the chuleta
have
cancan,
the
which is a pork chop that is out of control. It's
a tomahawk pork
It's a
chop
weapon.
Oh my
with
God.
Of
attached
deliciousness.
pork belly and
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
And it is about 2.5 pounds.
Right
And
on.
We grill it and fry it, and it is insanely delicious. And also, we are bringing out our vegan pinchos, which I think you kind of tasted in our little.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
one.
Yeah. So
I thought that had meat in it. It didn't have meat in it.
No,
It's vegan.
It's
Yeah.
vegan.
That's crazy. It tastes so. It
Yes.
just tastes like you're eating like ground beef and loveliness and juices and beautifulness.
And
it's
we
not.
grill it on the charbroiler, so it packs in all of the marinades and the flavor in there, so it's like superb.
So, but well, just even the vegan dynamic of because I'm one of those folks that I used to be. Oh, if it's vegan, it's gonna taste terrible, and like an idiot. Like I didn't know, and then things have evolved, and I've tried some really great vegan food.
But the technology is what makes it different.
Yes,
Because if you
absolutely.
ate vegan food 10 years ago, you'll probably see a difference in the technology
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Where it's almost like the technology and science of food, they've invested so much of that sometimes you're fooled. Like you don't know if it's vegan or not, or it's what I like to call or coin the term accidentally vegan.
Well, but that's how your cheesecake is. We're gonna get to try that too. But they make a vegan cheesecake. I know we're at a Puerto Rican restaurant, but fuck it. Sometimes something that is not Puerto Rican at a Puerto Rican restaurant is gonna blow your mind. But the texture, the flavor. But I mean, again, with vegan food, I always find that it's the texture.
Yes.
The texture is what's gonna trick you into not thinking that something is vegan.
Yep.
And the texture of the cheesecake is special.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
Yes.
something special. And also the texture of her daughter's flan is amazing, which we're going to get to try too.
Thank you.
So thank God we're only shooting me from the tits up, because you don't want to see how this belly's going to look by the time we're done. What, Megs?
It's fine.
Yo, what?
No, you're great.
That's okay. We can diet later this week.
Yeah.
Without further ado, I'm gonna step to the kitchen and.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you if food came.
Please bring me more food. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
please.
I'm so excited.
Starting
Please.
to see
The natives are restless over there.
Starting to see pitchforks and glassy-eyed over there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sorry. I only have like 3 Puerto Rican friends, and only one of them live in LA, and
that's
all
a
of my other
shame.
ones are Cubans. So the Cubans are restless.
Yes.
Too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The Cubans are restless. So thank you.
No
We won't
problem.
argue
Thank
with
you so much.
Obviously, it's a Puerto Rican restaurant, and they have their very distinct Puerto Rican menu, but they also have churrasco on the menu. And if you're not familiar with churrasco, it's skirt steak, and it's called churrasco in Argentina, and it's their type of skirt steak. And then ironically, her husband, not your husband.
Jesus Christ, I was like, what happened? It was a 2-night
She had a real party weekend, so I just maybe she went to Vegas and got married. So Elmira's husband is a huge fan of churrasco, so they put churrasco on the menu, and I'm always like, you know what? If you're a fan of something and it works, fuck it, just put it on the menu, and if people eat it, hell yeah. And I got to try it, and it was bomb as shit. I want more empanadas, but the problem is
I'm
know
not
that
gonna be
there's
able to eat the rest of the food.
So people at home are like, you guys are gonna throw that away.
No, we're not
You
gonna
don't
throw it
understand. Latinos feed you so damn much that you should. Guys watching, find out what Rumba Kitchen is, and just open a cardiologist office right next door, and you're in the mix for like
Germans
making
are
a good.
frugal.
Germans are frugal. I don't know.
I don't know a family that doesn't like feed you, overfeed you.
Yeah.
Is there a group of people that when you go to things, gatherings?
I've been to a few homes where they're just like, we're having a glass of wine for 30 minutes, and then like they
and
open
a chicken pot pie.
Yeah.
A mini one, just
And-
for you.
I had this friend, because this fucking guy, like, he's really weird now with Facebook and all social media when people disappear. But anyway, so I had this friend in high school, and I had another friend who tutored him in math, right? And we're talking about like just stingy folks, let's say. And you would go to his house, and like it's Miami, it's humid, it's hot as shit, you're sweaty, it's like, and you would ask him for water, and what, like a normal cup, like I don't know, like this old cruise ship cocktail cup, like whatever. No, he would give you the most tiny little thimble of fucking like paper cup, like that little styrofoam shitty cup.
The Dixie cups.
Not even, it was like, okay.
Styrofoam.
So you know those like construction worker cone cups that are on the side? This shit was smaller than that. So you would have like 2 thimbles of water at his house and be dying of thirst. He'd be getting free tutoring from my other friend, and then you would ask for water, and he would look at you like you were asking him for his fucking firstborn child. It was one of those where, anyway, that's probably the one like true stingy ass
Okay, we're on stingy.
Latino person
Yeah.
I've ever dealt with.
I'm sorry.
You haven't had a stingy German?
Who hasn't?
I'm just asking.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I just wanted to, I didn't want to misappropriate your culture, so I
was
really
just
want
thinking
to
about,
understand stingy
like when
Germans.
you're in group settings with even any culture, sometimes I just feel like they overfeed you, and I was trying to figure out one that doesn't overfeed you.
Well, I mean, look at old
There has to be
paintings.
some.
Look at old paintings. Everybody's always fat as shit in every old painting.
I know. It used to be healthy to be fat as shit. I miss those
Really?
days.
When they only
Why
lived
wasn't
to
I
40? It used to be healthy to be fat as shit?
Eddie ruined my fucking dreams.
What?
No,
Wait,
you know
I'm
what?
not ruining your dreams.
No, it's
I'm
cool.
just,
Yes, and that was a good one. You nailed it.
Yes, and.
You can't just end it.
Yeah. What? We're going to send this to the groundlings. Gosh.
Yes, and you lived until 40. No, I think women used to be considered really pretty if they were larger. They used to be considered rich and wealthy and beautiful. And I mean, I'm not complaining.
Let's acknowledge the silence right now for Megan.
I'm just hungry.
You're just I mean, and that's fine.
Society's made me hungry.
That's why I brought you to a Puerto Rican restaurant.
Oh my god, I can't even talk like that.
Yeah. I want us to. And so now,
Oh my God.
I guess as if we didn't have enough food,
I can't even.
This is the fried snapper, aka chio frito, and wow, this is and that's there's a hot
What?
sauce that her husband makes that's legit, and even more tostones, which makes me happy. And it's like I don't feel remotely bad for that fish. I'm sorry.
Well, you're not. What? You're not supposed to. That's how you advertise
We're in
this?
Southern California. I feel like I should have some compassion for any carcass that's in front of me that I'm going to eat.
Not when it looks that pretty. If
No, this
it's-
is stunning.
There is a way to eat this, by the way. I just wanted to kind of interject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we bring it out, I do like a little demonstration of how this should be kind of eaten because it's kind of like huge and it's kind of cumbersome to kind of look at. So if you look at it, I'll do a demo now so you guys can
Oh,
see.
perfect.
Would you
And
please
experience
enrich
the
our
Rumba
lives?
Kitchen.
Yes.
Hold on, and my homie over here's got to get a photo of it because it's legit.
I
so
gotta pour more rum.
she is going to throw down. So I could see you scored the fish as well because you deep fried it.
Diamond shaped so it cooks faster, but also so it's easier for you to eat.
Wow.
Got it. Okay.
There's a thought process behind the execution of this dish.
And while she's doing that, I remember her telling me that sourcing this fish was also an interesting because this is Caribbean fish and we are not anywhere near the Caribbean. So she's able to get this Caribbean red snapper here at Rumba Kitchen, and a la wow.
So we get a whole nugget out of the side there.
Oh, you don't have to put that nugget down anywhere. I mean, I'll gladly.
We dip it in
Dip
the
it.
sofrito beurre blanc sauce that we make. I know it's kind of fancy way of saying butter sauce. And we
my
put it right
God.
on top.
Oh my god.
And then voila.
All right, I'm gonna give it to Megan because the little fat kid in me is just like. I turn into hungry hippo. So please go
Please.
indulge.
And then give me your plate and I will do
Please, thank you. So this is a really general. This is
Do
also
you eat
one
it
of those
with
things.
the homemade hot sauce or anything?
You
or
can
do
if you
or do you
like.
start
Add a
without
little
it and then add it? You just
I
want
mean, I would say try it without and then
Well,
give it a
I'm
give
just
it a.
making sure I'm getting the whole experience, Eddie.
Oh yeah.
Well, but this hot
because,
sauce is this hot sauce Puerto Rican?
Yes, it's
It is,
actually
okay.
a vinegar-based hot sauce, which is typical Puerto Rican kind of fare.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. The texture, the crunch, like
The crunch.
oh Jesus,
The butter.
sweet sassy. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna, this is whatever. This is the
Oh my god.
yeah. On that note, you know what? It's
Oh my god.
I've had the pleasure of having this dish already, and when I shared a little Instagram reel about it, folks kept on asking me about this fish dish, and I would say it's probably safe to say this is the only place in Southern California where you can get this and let alone have it to this level of quality, and not just because she's my homie, because I have many homies that own restaurants, and this is where we are because this shit's phenomenal.
And thank you for sharing how
Yeah.
to eat it, because a lot of places just serve stuff like this and it would scare the crap out of me. Like I would never be able to eat that. Like not because it doesn't look good, but because like what am I gonna do with like a whole fish?
Well, that's the challenge too with eating a whole fish is when they bring you the whole fish, you look at it like, I'm not
do
a
with this?
caveman.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this thing.
I need explanations.
Yeah, I need explanations. And the way that it's kind of scored and presented, and it's really similar to the chuleta cancan, because the chuleta cancan, you can kind of cut a portion and you're getting those two little chicharrones or those pieces of the fried pork
my
with
God.
it. It's phenomenal. So I'm going to shut up and let you talk about it because I'm going to eat this right now.
No, you talk about it. It's really good.
Bro, it's just so good.
It's so good.
I have our resident vegan over here, or vegetarian, is looking at it like she kind of wants to try, but I don't think she will.
Thinking about it.
But oh my god, it's so good. Fuck. And I keep doing this because my friend Alex is over there staring at it, and I know he wants to eat this so fucking bad. So I'm taking like extra long.
Oh, Alex is here.
Oh, that's right, Alex is here. On that note, I'm gonna let these folks eat, and then right after our next guest is gonna come on.
And welcome back.
And welcome back.
Welcome back to the show.
Good times. Good times. Little ASMR for you. And if you're watching on video, there is a disaster area in our guest area because that's where we kind of devour all the amazing food that's coming our direction. So yeah.
I'm in a food coma.
Really? I can tell by the fucking whole thing of meat skewers you just grabbed. So they brought a thing of meat skewers, and we've been sharing. And Megan just goes, feed me. Yeah.
I straight reached over the table and was like,
like seriously, I was like, were you? Hold on, I just got back
I
from.
wouldn't do it like this, but
Hold
this
on.
is what it looked like. I was like,
I just got back from North Carolina, so I can say this. Were you raised in a barn?
Yeah, no.
You know, it's funny. A restaurant like this and I'm gonna ask you this, Megan. I'm really curious. So obviously you know my descent. So when I have a restaurant like this that comes up somewhere, there's always like a sense of home and there's something very warm and just inviting of like having this experience because it reminds me of growing up. It reminds me of my mom, my grandmother, people that are no longer here with us. So is there any kind of restaurant? Or is there something that would open up from Greeley that if it opened up here, would give you that kind of nostalgia?
No.
Okay, fuck it. So our next guest,
That's disgusting. And then you brought me back to my childhood, which I love my grandma, I love my mom, but like goulash was like the
No,
go-to.
but, okay.
And every time I think of goulash, I literally want to jump off a cliff.
but I remember there was a pizza place we talked about. That was a chain pizza place where you grew up. That there's one out here, and your eyes lit up when you talked about that.
Mod Pizza?
I
Was
don't
that
know.
last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
That's not new.
Well, no,
Year old.
no. What? All right,
had
look,
it
the
last
pandemic gave up a year of
All right, so
anybody's
maybe
life.
2 years old. They just opened it in Greeley like a year
Oh.
before I left.
Oh,
It wasn't
okay.
anything.
So there's nothing.
I have no nostalgia.
Well, fuck.
I know.
Well,
It's
screw Greeley,
miserable.
Colorado, then.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Greeley.
So speaking of nostalgia, our non-restaurant guest who's joining us here today is wearing an extremely nostalgic shirt that I also happen to own. Thankfully, I didn't wear it today, or maybe I should have worn it. We should have coordinated. She is a comedian. She's an actress. she's a person who can definitely throw down some vegetarian food because I saw her eating the vegetarian pinchos. She also does 2-a-day workouts, which fucking perplex me. And yeah, she's laughing over there. She does 2-a-days. But I want to welcome to Kill the Bottle podcast probably the most Cuban name I've ever heard in my life, Raiza Licea. Why? Viste que fina. Come on down. It's like The Price is Right. Except you only get a bottle of rum when you leave. That's pretty much the extent.
No, you can
Just
go right
come on
in front.
over. She's wearing gym clothes. She's ready.
I wanted to make sure they knew I was Cuban.
2-a-day?
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. She gave him the Cuban view. Trust me, the gold chain with your name on it is a clear distinction, and the Miami AF shirt is also a clear distinction.
2-a-day workouts?
Yeah.
I can barely get up in the, like, I can barely get out of my bed. Like, that's the extent of my workout.
That's pretty amazing. Well, we know why you can barely get out of bed.
Get out of here, Eddie!
But you just keep throwing up softballs. I just hit them because they're so easy to hit. But she's also the host of a great podcast. It's a Latino podcast.
Yes.
And it's called like Spanish
Aquí Presents.
Spanish.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah,
Because
please.
I looked very interesting when I was scrolling through your Instagram earlier. So I'm excited.
She was stalking you, so
I was
please
stalking,
indulge her.
And I'm excited to hear about
Yeah.
it.
Listen, we all stalk. It's very fun, especially during the pandemic. You know, there's times you're just like, I want to see how this random person I went to middle school is doing. And then just find them on Facebook or something, or find them through the friend of a friend. Okay, we'll talk stalking later. So I'm one of the 4 hosts of Spanish Aquí Presents, and it's me, Oscar Montoya, Tony Rodriguez, and Carlos Santos, and we are on the Earwolf Network. We have the first and only Comedy Latine podcast there. We started off doing a live show at UCB, and then we got the podcast, and then we've had it now for like 2 years, the podcast there, and pretty much we have 2 segments of the podcast. We have like a Que Te Pica segment in the beginning, and it's kind of like what's itching you, something topical.
Don't answer that question,
Yeah.
Megan.
Or you could, because that could be the topic of the pica.
That's true.
So like an example is like we talked about a lot of politics stuff during, you know, elections or, you know, certain policies that were happening, etc. But then we also like we'll talk about like a very like random like Cosmo type of question, like texting your ex, or you know, can you date your best friend's ex-girlfriend, like those kind of things that you see like in like the YA shows, which we all watch, right? You know?
And for folks watching, UCB is Upright Citizens Brigade.
Oh, yeah.
It's a comedy troupe, essentially.
UCB's Upright Citizens Brigade. It's one of the biggest comedy theaters in the world. Amy Poehler, Matt Walsh, and 2 other people. They were like the big comedians that started it, and we also have the first and only Latina main stage show there. And we had Triple Threat Truck also be at 2 of the shows. Yeah, they've supported us a bunch of times at different shows, and we've also like come and, you know, gone to their events with Pero Like and all of that. So it's really cool to see like the Latina comedy community get together, but also like extend itself from comedy, and like, you know, with like someone that is like, you know, like a foodie, you know, like that's Cuban, or like, you know, like Dariani, who also does like the food hosting stuff and like the animal hosting, and, you know, the small like mom and pop restaurants or trucks, but then like, look, you have this freaking badass restaurant now. Like, it's really fun.
And so you're a bit of an anomaly to me, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Anybody who is as cubanaza as you, who is vegetarian, perplexes me.
Yeah.
Because
English, what is that?
So she's super Cuban, like
Okay, I don't know these words.
If there was a
Cubanaza,
Marvel
Ouija.
character that was a super Cuban person,
Oh, man.
it would look like her.
Okay.
Yeah. And they would like bleed beef and ground pork.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
So you're bleeding
she's-
ground beef, right? And pork?
She's vegetarian.
Oh my gosh.
That's the anomaly. And speaking of vegetarian, we were talking about this earlier, and I wanted you to make sure that you got to try this this cheesecake. And we have people that are running to get it. But there's they're running to get the master cheesecake. I guess the master shot cheesecake, the hero shot cheesecake. I got to try this. Well, you know.
No, of course.
They found it.
He came. We called him back right when he walked home.
Whatever. You know.
Tried
so
to be a
mean.
vegan though, you said, right? You tried to be a vegan? No.
I did. I did
Oh, okay.
30 days.
Oh, okay.
I did it. Like, my sister-in-law's a vegan, and I was, you know, judging. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my god.
I was judging her and making fun of it, and then I said, you know, I really shouldn't knock it until I try it, and it was That's fine. It was interesting to learn. I think she was really appreciative that I learned how to cook for her.
It's definitely harder to be a vegan.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
really
But
hard.
LA is like perfect for anybody that has food anything. I mean,
LA is, yeah. Greeley, Colorado.
wait, are we eating this now?
Yeah,
Are we,
go. Do some cake ASMR.
So this is vegan.
This is vegan cheesecake.
That's what this is
Yeah.
real.
This
that's
is real vegan
Crazy.
cheesecake. Yeah. I just so when I was here for
What's in the whip? What? My mind is blown.
You're, wait till you eat the rest, girl. So Megan, So Manny, is this your baby?
It is my baby, yes.
Oh.
I found this recipe in a 99-cent book.
Oh, 99 cents. Well, we
And
see.
I, play around a little bit till I get what I want, And when I put everything together, finally, I say, oh, this is it.
See.
Boom, done.
Well, you got a vegetarian to like.
Yeah.
Look at her face.
Super. Like, it's so good.
So we don't use any animal product. Basically,
None.
It's made from tofu. So I use tofu sour cream, tofu cream cheese, organic vegan this white flour, cane sugar too. So everything is, we don't do any eggs or any milk or.
Y esta parte, the crust.
That's oats.
That's good.
Oh. So
Organic
Oat is usually
oats.
like healthy. This is good. Like, this is good.
the funny, I've already eaten like half of it, and it's the irony
What about
with
Alex?
things.
He's not gonna get any. He will. I'm joking. I was gonna make you feel bad.
The irony that would never make me feel
Everyone
bad.
panicked. Everybody panicked.
The irony is with, at least from my experience, when you dive into these, because this looks like a heavy dish, but it is not.
It is not.
No, it's extremely light. It's funny because in my mind I'm like, oh, you could share this, but you don't have
Do
to.
you want to?
Well, like your slice is healthy.
Mine is a big. I got a big slice.
Yeah, but you do 2-a-day workouts.
They heard me doing 2 a days. They're like, ha ha ha, do 4 next day.
So please tell people where we can follow you on Instagram.
They wrote a note under mine saying, "Don't
Because
eat all of that." That's what they
her
wrote.
Instagram, she cracks me up with her 2-a-day workouts. But I'm please, how do we follow you?
Yes, only follow me for the 2 a day workout content. No, I'm just kidding. You can follow me at Raiza Licea, RAIZALICEA.
There it is.
On IG and Twitter.
What?
We're trying to get into Twitter, aren't we?
That's where I started, so I can't complain about Twitter. Twitter has been my savior ever since the beginning. It's the OG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Twitter is like my 90s hip hop. It's like when Tupac comes on and I hear that track and I'm like, oh, that's my
Come
Twitter.
on.
Okay.
MySpace is mine.
Oh my God, MySpace.
What was your MySpace song? What was your profile song?
I'm sure it was Avril Lavigne. I guarantee it. Like
She was all like, what'd she say? We're not all emo. Mírala proving it.
True.
Well, man, thank you so much because de verdad, this is
Beautiful.
exceptional. Yeah. So before this, and since Raiza is a vegetarian, she had some of the meatless skewers, and they're. I mean, you cannot tell the difference.
Really good.
Yeah, you cannot tell the difference. And anyway, the seasoning's amazing. I'm gonna go into a dessert coma, but I know that there's flan coming up in a second.
I know.
So
that too.
I'm gonna make up space.
This
and,
is a restaurant full of talent, really.
Yeah.
Bueno,
Gracias.
me están engordando aquí en este martes.
Okay, so something funny you mentioned when we were talking about texting your ex from your Cosmo questions on the second half of the show. What were you saying? That when is a good time, or like you get annoyed from like an ex texting you?
Oh yeah, I was saying like, because people do like, they do kind of like sometimes will come out of nowhere. I feel like this happens with a lot of like my girlfriends. Like they'll just be like, guess who texted me? And I'm like, who? And they're like, rando Uber driver or whoever that was. I don't know whoever it was.
Rando Uber driver.
Well, because like you save the name like guy I met at the pizza place or whatever. I don't know, weird haircut guy. I don't know. Listen,
Trust me,
everybody does it when you forget the name, right?
We've had a few names in our phones
You should
that
see my phone.
are
Yeah.
definitely not appealing to the person that gave us the phone number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the Cuban thing. They'll find your biggest weakness and like make it your nickname, like cabezón and stuff.
Yeah. Cabezón means big head.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I was saying how one of my friends recently mentioned how like somebody had hit them up like just like randomly out of nowhere, like they hadn't talked to this person for like 3 years. And I was like, I don't know, man, like maybe it's a pandemic. Like it's making people like go through their like Rolodex, like, all right, let me see, ¿Quién me va a picar? ¿Quién me va a picar?
But did this person have carnal knowledge of the other person? Do we know this?
Like, did they know yeah, they had like hooked up like 3 years.
Okay, so then
That's-
that makes more sense because like a rando person you've never seen naked to then text.
Yeah, but like,
okay,
they're still random if you like hooked up with them once. Like that's random.
it is.
Not like
especially
you
if it's, like,
got like 3 in a day, right? Or,
Yeah, Megan had the hat trick.
hat
For the
trick.
hockey fans out
It
there.
was funny we were talking about that earlier because so my old band, Pandas and People that I used to be in, I got a random call from a Greeley number last night. And I answered, I don't know why I answered. It was like 8 o'clock and I was like, maybe something's important.
It's funny
Maybe
'cause she
someone
never
died.
answers when I call,
I
but,
know. Maybe
yeah.
someone died. So I answer it and it's like, it's my old drum, like not even our first drummer or second drummer, like our third drummer calls me. And he like,
calling is aggressive.
it is aggressive.
I'm here for it. Like if you know me, but like calling me if I don't know
it's
you,
been like
or
almost
like haven't
10
talked to you. Yeah.
years. And he went on, he was like, I kept trying to say, okay, it's good to hear from you. And he's like, oh, you don't want to talk to me? And I'm like, I didn't know it was you. I haven't talked. It was crazy. So when you were talking about that, like I literally wrote that down in our show notes because I was like, it was so weird.
Oh, that's so weird that I said that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this was.
Don't do it, people. Is that
Yeah.
the advice we're giving people?
I mean, I don't. I just feel like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like you hit him up 3 years later, and you guys hang out, and then you get married and you have babies.
yeah,
and
except he was
shit.
like,
I
I'm
don't
still
know.
married to a girl that I fantasized was you. I was like, okay, see, that's
Okay,
where-
well, that's a different thing.
Yeah, so that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not gonna work. Don't do it, people.
No.
Lesson
no.
learned.
Lesson learned. Yeah, don't call Megan at random hours. Wait until you follow her Instagram story and she's drinking and doing karaoke.
Wait until I'm friends with you and I call you later.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's pretty much
Poor
how
Eddie.
it works.
Poor Eddie.
That's okay.
The
That's
amount
okay.
of time he's had to walk me home from the train.
Virtually walk her home from
Virtually
the
walk
train.
me home from the train drunk.
It's okay.
Oh, like
you know,
via FaceTime?
she made it back.
I don't know.
She made it
FaceTime.
back. We don't know how, but she made it back.
Oh boy.
I had a taser and friends and Eddie. on the phone.
oh,
Yeah.
that's. I have a machete and an axe.
Do you
in my
really?
car.
In your
Yes.
car?
Yeah.
For protection?
You have a machete in your car?
She's
Yeah.
like, no, for fun.
Yeah. I posted
You know
it.
you're from Miami. If you
Yeah.
Sad.
And,
Yeah.
and I added an axe when I moved to LA.
Machete.
Yeah, I pulled it out.
Yeah.
We so on the second half of the podcast, we interview guests. We've had Omaira and her husband. They from Triple Threat Truck. We've had
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah, I know. You were next, okay? He's all like, "Hello, whose podcast are you
I'm
on?"
like right here.
We've had Eddie. Dariani's also been on it. A lot of Cubans. I can't lie. I do favor my Cubans. No, but we've had a bunch of other like big guests. Like we had Pitbull. We had Luis Guzman. Melissa Barrera. We recently had Danny Trejo, which brings me to the machete. So it was on Zoom when we had the interview. So I, of course, was like, finally, like I've already met him a couple times, but I wanted to like show him my machete.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, I just wanted to let you know like about my machete. I have it in my car and I pull mine out. And he goes to like the two it was like two guys that were like helping him, like his like coworkers or whatever. And he goes, "Hey, bring me one of my machetes." Like not just like the machete. He's like, "Hey, bring me one." And I was like, motherfucker said, "Bring me one." I was like, "How many do you have?" He's like, "A lot." Like no number, just a lot.
But
And I
imagine
was
people
like,
probably gift it to him too. He probably buys machetes. People give him machetes.
Sure, but I was happy we got to like show him, but I was kind of sad because like I had already like been like, yeah, like when we have him on the podcast, pre-pandemic, me thinking we'll still be touching people. I was like, we could like put like our machetes and take some like really fun pics.
Yeah.
But you know, it's fine.
Pandemic.
You could have done like a machete Star Wars picture. You could have made machete lightsabers. I mean, really, the
Just put a
possibilities are endless.
sign on someone else that says like, I'm him, and
Yeah.
stand next to him. You know what I mean? With a mask on, so
He's
no one will be
good.
able to
He's
tell.
honestly, I just next time. The thing is too, I saw him at his donut shop once because it was actually on Valentine's Day, and I was on my way to the podcast, and I was getting donuts for the boys, and when I walked out, he was there taking pictures with everybody. So I was like, oh fuck it, whatever. I'm like, I'm a little early.
Let me go grab my machine.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I literally, okay, so I walked.
Grab my machete.
I walked back to the car to get the machete.
Oh, I knew it.
I put the donuts in the front seat. I have a smart car. I put the donuts in the front seat because it's the only seat I have. And I love it.
No, where do you store the machete?
The machete's in the back in the trunk. It's like in a little compartment. You have to it's safe.
Smart cars are versatile.
And I pull it out, and like 4 people in the parking lot look at me like I'm una loca, and I was like, oh no, I shouldn't bring. Like, imagine I come like. I look like a fucking crazy person doing that.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, like at the moment, like it feels like super normal for me. But again, like if you
Flash forward to Megan on the subway with a machete.
like if you're like you just walked out of like CVS or whatever is there, like a little, you just got your lunch from like the sandwich spot, and this chick just like pulls out a machete. Like, I get it. It's a little scary. It's kind of cute.
And if you're wearing a Miami AF shirt, it's even scarier.
Whoa.
I mean,
yeah. Okay, I see where we're going with that.
So next time.
Just for you people who aren't in LA, Trejo has tacos, Trejo's donuts.
Yes.
He runs this town, really.
He's an empire.
He grew
of
up
machete.
here, right?
A record label.
He owns everything
A
here.
book. A memoir.
Yeah.
What?
Danny Trejo. Yeah.
So if you're just joining and wondering why we haven't finished
Because
this
there's more
spectacular,
coming.
it's because more dessert is coming.
I'm so excited.
Right now we're gonna try thank God, because I don't think I can eat anymore. The last thing that we're throwing down today, and this is pumpkin cheesecake. This is not. Oh, sorry, what am I talking about? I'm staring at cheesecake. It's pumpkin flan. My bad. And I know it's flan. I'm just staring at cheesecake. But it's funny because this flan like has the consistency and the heaviness of like a throwdown Mac Daddy cheesecake. But it's even more special.
Why? Why is it more special?
Because a lovely young lady made this recipe.
Oh my gosh.
And look, she's so excited. I want to welcome Omaira's daughter, Maria.
Hello.
And it's so great to think that, I envy you so much in a way that you get to work with your parents and you get to spend time with your parents and you get to see something that you put together with your parents and people get to enjoy it. And it's such a special thing. And you'll, how old are you now?
I'm 13 years old.
13. Oh, well, she had to make it very clear.
She said that.
But when you're 33, you're going to look back and be so grateful that you got to spend time and do this with your parents. But
Did you say 33?
I said 33.
Why? Because
she's 13, so I wanted to throw 20 on top of it. Gosh.
I thought because that was Jesus' year.
Because that was Jesus.
That's what they call your Jesus year.
Yeah.
23 is your Jordan year.
Oh, I'm 33.
Yeah. So
I'm
It's your
going through-
Jesus year.
I'm going through my
She's
Jesus
gonna take
year.
up carpentry. I think it's gonna be her new
What do
thing.
you call Eddie's
Yeah.
year? 53.
I don't know.
You wish you looked like this at 53, girl.
Anyways, why? That's true. Why? What? Is
so good.
food just come from your parents, or is this something you like? You know in your heart, like this is what you love to do.
Well, I've been cooking since I was 2 years old.
Good Lord.
I've always found like a motivation and drive for cooking and baking and stuff like that. But I feel like over the years, since I've always seen my parents cooking, and they're always inside the kitchen, I've always I felt like a lure to the kitchen. So I felt that I was more passionate about it ever since my parents opened up the restaurant and the food truck,
That's that. So
Well, yeah.
baking is a science, though. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Some
baking is
kids can be
hard.
like, I want to
You
cook
guys keep
shrimp,
talking,
or I
I'm
want to
gonna-
cook steak.
Yeah.
I want to do this or that. Baking is a science. Like I can't do it. Like I can't level off. I can't. So do you have a science mind a little bit? Are you good at measuring? Is that like your jam?
I'm really good at the eye. Like I'm really good at let's say the measurement says like a tablespoon. I'll put in a tablespoon.
No.
But when I do recipes, I'll follow the recipe, but I'll add in my own special touch to it. Like I'll add a little extra of something, and it will always turn out perfect.
So,
Yeah, that's.
I know.
Sorry, so I was a cooking teacher. For those of you who haven't heard before, I was a middle school cooking teacher.
Nice.
We avoided baking because I could not do it. So if I would have had someone like her in my classroom, I wouldn't have had to teach. I could have just watched movies all day and she could have
Yeah.
done it for
Yeah,
me.
we have a cooking class at our school.
Good.
And they took it away because nobody was really interested into it. But if I were to do the class, I'd be literally teaching the class instead of actually learning.
and why flan?
Well,
Flan is actually my mom's recipe. And I took the recipe, tweaked it a little bit, and made it my own. But flan, I feel like it just like it's been passed down through the family, and I felt that it was a very good dish. And everybody knows what flan is. Like, oh, I know it as custard. I know it as the custard de crema or whatever. But flan, I feel I like it a lot, and I like how it has the notes of like the caramel and how it has that like smoky flavor from the pot. I like how it's very smooth from all the milks and stuff like that. And I like how I can play around with it and like put in different flavors. So that's why I
Pumpkin
decided to
flan.
do flan.
It's
I-
hard to flip, no?
Oh,
No. She's like, no. I see some flan fails on that tickety talk.
Yeah.
Tickety talk.
Well, we all have to have our 1 or 2 flan fails to never have another flan fail.
I will never try
So-
a flan, so I never fail it. Oh, I couldn't do it.
Oh, man.
I can't do it. She's a genius. I wish she was my
It's
kid.
hard.
I'm adopting your child. I never wanted a kid before, and now I do.
Now
I'm
you
getting-
want
Now
one.
I'm getting
Adopting your
emotional.
child.
Yeah.
And so please check her out, Junior Chef Maria on
Yes.
Instagram, so that you can see her throwing down in the kitchen. And it's also great because you get on your step stool, you get a little bit higher, and you rock it out. Because
She's like my height and
Yeah.
your height, Eddie. Shut up. What do you mean
Listen.
a step stool? She doesn't need a
Listen.
step stool.
my height and your height. You put on heels and you were still shorter than me,
I
Megan.
was just tall as you. Let's be
yeah.
real.
Really?
She doesn't need a step stool, Eddie.
I'm not gonna say how tall I am because I change it every audition.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
I stopped changing my age, or I stopped not acknowledging mine.
Do your
So-
friends, are your friends jealous of your cooking adventures? Do you have to cook at their houses?
Oh yeah, do you cook for them all the time? Do they like want it?
When like at our school, whenever we have birthdays, we bring in like treats.
Oh,
Everybody
geez.
brings in like Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I make my own
Oh,
little
of
stuff.
course. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
And there's this one year I made like little like cupcakes, and I did like fondant like mermaid tails, and I hand painted them. It's on my Instagram, by the way. Go check it out.
Plug. We love it.
Good plugging. Good
Please
plugging.
do.
And like I hand painted them, and I bring them to school like the next day because it was my birthday the next day, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, those are so cool! Where'd you get them? Where'd you buy them from?" I'm like, "Yeah, I made that."
Oh yeah, mic drop. You should have cupcake dropped right there.
What's one thing you're dying to make that you haven't made yet?
I really want to perfect my macaroon making skills.
Like
Wow.
French macaroon? Okay. So not the shaved coconut dipped in chocolate, the like French macaroon cookie with the filling. What's your favorite macaroon flavor?
I like strawberry and mango.
Ooh.
I've never had mango. Now I'm thinking about it. They have mango beer now. It's good. So I'm sold. You
Yeah.
sold me.
Mango cart. I'm great.
Yeah, mango card's solid.
I
That
mean,
Eagle,
listen.
what is it called? Eagle Road Brewing, or is it
Golden Road
Golden
Brewing.
Road.
My
Sorry.
contract finished, but I was just on their last campaign. So
Oh.
yes, it's a great beer.
It's actually pretty yummy stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I
No,
took
it's really
I
good.
took
Like,
a case
I
of
like
it to
it.
Miami, and I got my friends hooked on it. So yeah, it's some good stuff.
No. I really like it. So when I booked it, I was like, yeah, like the money's great. Do I get free beer? And I was like, why? I'm getting paid. Like, they're
Buy
like,
your own beer.
no, they're like, yeah, but also like, again, you could buy it with this commercial.
So everyone's
Signed you
gonna.
from Miami. You book a commercial
Oh
and you
my
ask for
God.
free beer.
Listen, the hustle never stops.
It never
Okay.
stops.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
305 till I die, she said it. Mira.
Yeah.
Well, last question, and it might be a really obvious one. Actually, it's a right or wrong question. What do you want to be when you grow up?
That's a really hard question.
Wrong! Chef! Baker!
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, good. She was being sarcastic like me. Oh,
I
good.
have it all planned out.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Let's see.
So when I grow up, by the time I'm 18, I will be working at this restaurant. And then I also want to open up my own restaurant and be a Michelin star chef.
All right.
I want to go to a culinary school if I don't know everything by the time I'm able to go to culinary school. I want to go to CIA in France because I feel like that's where like cooking
Yes.
really originated in France or in Europe. And I want to learn all the French techniques and everything that those people know.
If you weren't cooking for a living, what would you do?
An artist.
Hey.
Visual, graphics, what kind of art?
Like painting.
Painting.
Aw.
I really like painting.
Eddie, I'll pretend I'm her age. Ask me what I would do as a grown-up. Ready?
I think we all know the answer. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Megan. Megan. Megan, hi. Hey, Megan.
Hey.
I know you're 13. Oh my gosh. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah. I'm gonna drink. A lot.
Well, you grew up exactly with what you wanted to be. So
See, everyone can live their dreams.
yeah,
everybody can live their
making
dreams.
dreams here at Kill a Bottle Podcast.
Yes, thank you so much. This is so wonderful.
so much.
Maria, so on the menu, I see we have pumpkin flan. What else do we have? Your standard flan.
Yes, we have the classic flan with vanilla extract. I just came out with this pumpkin flan for like the seasonal type of vibes. And then for Christmas, I'm trying to work on doing like a peppermint or something like along those lines of like Christmas feeling. And then for like summers, I tried out this pina colada flan. Turned out amazing.
With liquor?
Huh?
With liquor?
She's 13.
That wasn't me that asked that question, by the way.
She can make it. That doesn't mean she's drinking it. Listen, she's supervised.
Every chef has to taste what they
Put in
make.
a
So.
a little, right? A little splash.
A little special.
spritz.
Thank you.
just for flavor.
Probably in the oven.
Yeah, evaporate in the oven. True.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
And baking.
I don't know about baking.
Yeah,
at all.
we
2
don't.
a days.
It's
2 a
hard.
days.
2 a days.
2 a days.
2 days in carbs. 2 days in carbs and protein. We hit the macros.
Well, I think we've all hit our sugar rush here
Oh my
for our
God.
first video podcast for Kill a Bottle Podcast. We end every show the same, and I want to end this show the way we always do. Omaira, everybody that's been here, Alex, David, Melina over there, Maria, Raiza, and Dariani, who's not here. I want to thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us, because the only thing we don't get back in life is time, and I appreciate all of your valuable time. And for the folks at home, please like, rate, review. If you want to support us, rate us, review us, subscribe. And thanks. Until the next one, I'm going to dive into this. And I see Megan has a big-ass piece there, so I have all this for me because, whatever.
Are you still speaking?
I want to say on the record, I came straight from the second workout, so that's why I look like this. Because I didn't know it was going to be a visual podcast.
Tell me you're Cuban without telling me you're Cuban.
I just want to make sure, you know.